Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of October 16th, 2018 to order. Madam Clerk, may we have the roll call, please?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Chavez?
Here.
Councilmember Sternquist?
Here.
Councilmember Yu is absent. Mayor Pro Tem Fish?
Here.
Mayor Mann?
Here.
Motion to excuse Councilmember Yu for cause.
Second.
All right. Councilmember Yu has been excused. Are there any objections? Seeing none, he has been excused. Next, we move on to the invocation. Today, we are pleased to have Pastor Darrell Kelty from Community of Christ Church, located at 9468 Broadway, who will be providing the invocation. After the invocation, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor Kelty.
I'm indeed happy to be here this day. Let us pray. Our most holy Creator, we lift our hearts and minds to you this day. We pray that we might be able to open ourselves to your Holy Spirit, which is ever present. That in doing so, we might come to know better what you would have us to do to make this a better community for all who live here. That in doing, we might come to know what you would have us do to make our own lives and the lives of future other residents more open and receptive to your will and ways. Give us the strength to live more honest lives. Give us the wisdom to use the knowledge and strength that you have given us more wisely. Give us the ability to see better through my neighbor's eyes, so that in all unity of like minds, we might work for a better tomorrow for this world, this nation, this community of California, this community of Temple City, and for the state, and for all gathered. We pray this most humbly. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Kelty. Today, for the Pledge of Allegiance, we have Boy Scout Troop 161. The caller for the pledge will be Duncan Vergara, and the scouts participating are Jason Duong, Joshua Su, and Lucas Tiet. Troop 161 will be having their Court of Honor this Thursday, October 18th, at Temple City United Methodist Church, and all are welcome. The troop will be going backpacking this weekend from October 19th to the 21st at Little Hoagie in the Angeles National Forest. Troop 161.
Color guard, attention. Color guard, front and center. Forward march. Halt. Please post the flag of the United States of America. Please post the California state flag. All those in uniform, please salute. All others, please place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard. Reform. Color guard, retreat. Halt. Color guard dismissed. The audience may now proceed.
Thank you, Troop 161. Next, for our presentations, tonight we have a very special guest, or guests, I should say. Tonight, we would like to recognize the VIP soccer program and the 3 coaches that have given so much of their time to providing this valuable opportunity for many who might not otherwise have the chance to experience the game of soccer. AYSO VIP Region 98 was established in Temple City in 1999 to serve families in Temple City, El Monte, San Gabriel, and Arcadia. The VIP soccer program gives players with physical or developmental disabilities the opportunity to be part of a team and learn the game of soccer. Players range in age from 4.5-year-old to adults. They don't age out, and some have been on the team for over 18 years. Coach Carol Casey, who is a leader and main coach, has been with the program 19 years. Coach Kim Meehan and Coach John Meehan have both been coaching for a total of 14 years. The program also utilizes buddies, ages 10 and up, to serve as helpers and friends to VIP players, offering players on-field assistance so they can play the ball. And so at this moment, I'd like to invite Coach Carol Casey, Kim Meehan, and John Meehan up to the podium. Council has several certificates of recognition that we would like to present to you. But at this moment, I would also like to invite you to provide some remarks tonight.
Mayor Mann, thank you. Council members, thank you so much. Is this loud enough? I'm sensitive to that. My name is Carol Casey. I'm
Just
please.
speak into the mic, though. You have to speak into the mic. Come a little closer.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. I can take
We don't have the
direction.
best technology here, so
That's okay. We'll work on that.
now we can hear you.
All right, thank you. I'm pleased and honored to introduce John Meehan, sorry. My son's name is Sheehan, and you don't say the H so strongly. Meehan and Kim Meehan, who have been my partners in crime for a very, very long time. VIP is very special to the three of us. We work with very, very special individuals, and that includes the players themselves, their devoted and dedicated parents, the volunteers who help us from year to year, the buddies, some of whom are here now. And it's just a joy to watch these families become part of the larger VIP family. We truly feel that it's a family with a little soccer on the side. And that's the environment we've always tried to develop and nurture, and we feel much richer for the experience. So families that are here, thank you for sharing your children with us. I'd also like to thank the Temple City AYSO Region 98 board members who are here in support, and thank you all.
If council can join me in presenting these certificates, and I'm sure Jerry would want a picture right afterwards.
And I have candy. Thank you, Tom. She's doing great. Thank you. I know. And yours? No, he's not. Thank you. Please, you have to speak right into it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I've learned that the hard way too. All right, so first off, Coach Carol Casey.
Thank you very much.
Coach Kim Meehan. And of course, Coach John Meehan.
Parents want to probably take pictures. How are you doing? Congratulations.
Jimmy,
Nice to meet you.
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm perfect.
Good.
All right. That's good.
Now turn around. We're gonna take a photo. You guys, the players get in the front. Players are ready. Very good. You're gonna have to get in front. You can't see me. Yeah, right here in the front. There it is.
Okay.
Where's the other certificates? All right, here we go.
Okay, players, remember we do this at picture day. Pay attention to the man in the
The
middle,
wash. Good.
and then the parents later. Okay, good.
Jeffrey, I want you to smile, okay?
Steve, move your feet in.
I know, right?
Great, thank you.
Oh, yeah, we're not boys anymore, though. Thank you. We Sunday afterwards.
I know, so cute.
Her son played Little League with my mother years ago.
Pretty cool.
Okay,
Okay, where are we?
let's see. All right, next, we have public comments on items not listed on the agenda. Is there anyone who would like to address the city council at this time? All right, seeing none, I will close public comments. We move on to the consent calendar. May I have a motion for the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
That's 3 motions in 1 second. Okay. All right, there's a motion and a second. Can we get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Chavez?
Yes.
Councilmember Sternquist?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Fish?
Yes.
Mayor Mann?
Yes. Consent calendar has been approved. Next, we move on to public hearing. We have none. Unfinished business, we have none. New business, we have the adoption of a resolution for nominating a candidate for the San Gabriel Basin Water Quality Authority. And Mr. City Manager Brian Cook.
Thank you, Mayor Mann, members of the council. Before you tonight is a resolution to consider the nominating process for a candidate for the San Gabriel Valley Basin Water Quality Authority. The election is not actually until the end of this year, but this is the nominating process. The city did receive one inquiry from Mayor Pro Tem Margaret Clark from the city of Rosemead. There is an incumbent from the council member from the city of La Puente, and it is your decision tonight if you want to go ahead and go through with the nomination process. This will be brought back to you as it has in prior cycles in December for the actual election of the person. This is a person who represents the city. We do not have pumping rights, meaning we do not have our own utility that has water rights that we pump from the ground in order to provide water to our residents. We have 5 water purveyors in town. Pumping rights are the rights to a certain amount of acre feet of water that you're allowed to pump on an annual basis. This is what's called an adjudicated basin as well. There's several throughout Southern California. This is one of them. This is part of that whole entire governing process, multi-level governing process related to water distribution and water rights in all of Southern California. So that's it for my report, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Are there any council questions for Mr. Cook?
We have Maggie Clark here, if we could ask her some questions.
Sure, absolutely. So I will, I guess we'll move on to the public comment period, and I will call Mayor Pro Tem of Rosemead, Margaret Clark.
Thank you so much. As you know, I helped form the San Gabriel Basin Water Quality Authority. I'm very interested in environmental issues, and the reason that I'm asking for your nomination, it always looks good, just like when you're getting endorsements, the more you have, the better. So even though other cities have nominated me, I would really appreciate it. And as you know, one of my issues is unintended consequences, and I've been involved in many different issues. I'm on environmental issues at the national, the state, the League of Cities, the regional, SCAG, and the local, the COG. And the biggest I told you so of my life was when, I may have told you this before, but it was when CARB, the Air Research Board, did not listen. Right hand didn't listen to the left hand. They wanted to clean up the air, so they mandated MTBE in the gasoline. We, being involved in water, knew that it was going to pollute the groundwater. I argued with the League of Cities with the guy from CARB. Oh, no, this is just we're going to double line all the storage tanks and shore up all the pipelines. Well, guess what? If you Google it today, $30 billion for cleanup because the right hand didn't listen to the left hand. So we need to I'm passionate about having people that are involved in all these issues and looking at them. And for example, on the stormwater issue, this is huge. But just today, they are mandating, they want us to all have water, the rain barrels. Well, guess what? If you don't maintain those, they breed mosquitoes. And I just heard on the news a tragic death of a woman from West Nile virus. And then there's Zika that's tragic for the babies. So we need to be looking at all aspects of these things and advocating for them. So that's why I would really appreciate your support, your nomination.
Great. Thank you, Margaret. You have any questions for?
Just want to share, Maggie is much too humble about her efforts with water, and she has served diligently on the COG as long as she's been there, and working in Sacramento and going to conferences, always speaking for municipalities to ensure that we are not burdened with this MS4 permit. So I wholeheartedly ask council to support Maggie. I mean, she has been just instrumental in moving even the COG's water issues forward that affect all of us.
Thank you.
So thank you, Maggie, for that.
Thank you very much.
Councilmember Chavez?
Okay, so you're on the COG, and it sounds like you have been at the forefront of water issues and things. How does being part of the San Gabriel Basin Water Quality Authority affect that, or why is it that you want to be part of that when you're already on the COG?
Because
sounds like
the
you're doing great
issues
work there as well.
the issues are not silos. That's what I was trying to say. The issues cross boundaries, cross subjects, and the more involved you are, the more you can lobby. You know what's going on in this, so you can say, well, this wouldn't be so good. The mosquito abatement district is very concerned, for example, about, I'm not on that, but I know Cynthia is, about these rain barrels. When they first came out, Kelly Middleton and I looked at each other. They're going to cause, mosquitoes that are going to breed them. So that's why I think it's important to have people that are involved in all these different areas so that you can lobby the state. I've been very involved in lobbying on issues.
Okay, what to you, what is the biggest issue right now before the San Gabriel Basin Water Quality Authority as it relates to the city of Temple City?
What's
the biggest issue right now that's
Well, it's
relates
getting
to
the
city of
groundwater
Temple City?
cleaned up, because we get like 90% of our water from the groundwater basin. And there's contamination that's been there since the 40s, the perchlorate, when they made the bombs that kept us from speaking German, if you will. They didn't realize, they didn't realize the unintended consequences. The regulators said, burn the perchlorate out behind the factory in pits behind the factory. And they didn't realize when it rained, it was going to leach that down into the groundwater.
Is that still happening today?
No, but it still has to be cleaned up.
What
It
is
has to be
happening
cleaned up.
today, though, that affects the city of Temple City as far as the San Gabriel Basin Water Quality Authority?
The groundwater, all those contaminants that they didn't realize were going down there have to be cleaned out.
Okay.
And otherwise, we would be, if we didn't clean it up, we would have to import our water from Metropolitan, which from the Colorado River, all those, and when there's severe droughts, very little water. So we need this water. We actually capture the San Gabriel River, we capture 95% of the water.
And is that not being done now, and that's why you want to be part
Well,
of this authority to make sure it's done properly, or?
Yes.
I'm not really quite sure
Yes, I want to be
what's going
sure that it's done properly and that other issues are at the forefront and lobbied for. In other words, we've already taken out tons of contaminants, but there's still plenty down there that has to be done. So the agency is going to continue, and it needs an oversight board. I helped form it. We made sure that we were represented, that cities without pumping rights, because other cities that have their own water company, they know exactly all this stuff. We don't have pumping rights. That's what I have represented the 13 cities for many years. And so we need to make sure this happens in the most cost-effective manner so that our water rates don't go up and our residents don't come out and say, what were you, where were you when this was
Now,
happening?
my understanding is that you have been on this board before, correct?
Yeah.
And for quite a long time. But then, it's a 2-year term, correct?
This is 4 years.
Oh, 4-year term.
The others was 2 because Louis Aganaga was the board member and he went to prison for bribery.
Right.
So.
Okay, so is that when the incumbent got put in?
Yes.
He went to
Yes.
jail.
What's her, I'm forgetting her name now.
Valerie Munoz.
Valerie, okay.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, she got,
Yeah, and I'm the
selected.
alternate.
Okay,
I mean,
and you're the
Whoever
alternate.
comes up second is the alternate. So if
Okay.
that person misses a meeting, they tell the alternate and then
I
the
see.
alternate goes.
And is there something that she is not doing that we should have you in rather than her?
Well, as I said, I think it's important to have someone that's involved in many, many agencies
Okay.
that can lobby, can bring things to your attention so that we're not in silos and we get,
And she's not?
I don't want to say, but you can read my lips.
Well, I take it you want her vote, so
Yes.
I'd like to know why you and not her. Just like
Because
any other
she's-
election.
She's not involved in the agencies. I've talked to so many people that don't even know who she is.
Okay, that's fair.
And and 2 years, that's,
Don't-
there's contract cities, there's League of Cities, there's independent cities, there's SCAG, there's all kinds of things that you can get involved in. And I just think it's important to be involved.
So you believe it's important to be involved in other organizations that will supplement or help you to represent us on the San Gabriel Basin Water Quality
Absolutely.
Authority? All right, thank you, thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I just want to say that I don't know anyone who is more passionate about water than
Or
you.
crazy.
No, you're not crazy. You're just passionate about it. And you're my go-to person for any questions. I have been to many conferences with you. You ask the hard questions. You hold people accountable. And, I don't see this from the other candidate. I don't know the other candidate. I've never met them or had a conversation or seen them out lobbying or talking to people. I don't know who that person is. I know their name. So as far as I'm concerned, you're my person. Just because, like I said, you, like you said right now, just today something changed. I mean, you must be doing it every single day, looking at all of this legislation. And I mean, that takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication. So like I said, I'm for you, Maggie.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. So having heard all of council, is there a motion that we can entertain?
I'll make a motion to nominate Maggie Clark for the, what is it called again? Water Quality.
San Gabriel Basin Water Quality Authority Board.
I'll second
Maybe
that.
you need- is there a shortened version of that?
Water
The
Quality Authority,
S-
or
Water
WQA.
Board.
SGBWQ?
That's
Okay.
harder to say than the whole thing.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Chavez?
Well, Maggie, we've known each other for a long time. I'm grateful that you come here and put in an appearance. To me, it appears that you're passionate about it, and I thank you for that. And so I vote yes, I guess. Is that what we're voting?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Councilmember Sternquist?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Fish?
Absolutely, yes.
Mayor Mann?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And
if,
thank
if I
you-
could
thank you for
really
coming.
quickly, we were talking earlier with Peggy and William about, this is the first time our city is going with the county. They're running the election because we have a vacant seat.
Oh, uh-huh.
Daryl Kelty, Pastor Kelty is a Rosemead resident, so I rushed out to ask him, did you get your sample ballot yet?
Oh.
No, they've gotten their
I haven't
permanent.
got mine.
They've gotten their permanent absentee ballots without the sample ballot, which the candidates paid
I got both of
$3,000 apiece to get it in 4 languages. So they have their ballot. They could be voting without even getting what they paid for.
Oh, wow.
So if, God help us if we all have to go to county taking our.
Oh, great. Well, thank you for that.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you, Maggie. All right, so moving on to the next item, we have an update from our city manager.
Thank you, Mayor Mann, members of the council. Two updates for this evening. As you know, earlier last year, the city Temple City, along with the unincorporated parts of LA County, Ventura County, 22 cities in LA County, and almost all of the incorporated cities in Ventura County, joined the Clean Power Alliance Joint Powers Authority for residential and commercial electricity customers, so that they would have an alternative electricity generation source with a renewable energy options. The program, we were waiting for some, and as I've briefed the council before, there was some challenges with the PUC and other rulings that had come out. Those issues have seemed to settle out a bit. Some of you do get some of the updates from the executive director of the Clean Power Alliance that have discussed that. So bottom line is the program for all municipalities, all those in LA County, all those in Ventura County, will be rolling out in February of 2019. Starting in December, the Clean Power Alliance will be sending out 3 notices to all customers in Temple City about the option of receiving electricity from the Clean Power Alliance or to opt out and still receive electricity from Edison. The benefit being is that the Clean Power Alliance will provide a portfolio of what we will default to as a 36% portfolio of renewable energy with about a 1 to 2% discounted cost from Edison's cost currently. Again, so the Temple City residents will be receiving those 3 notices. Once the program begins, if a customer has not opted out automatically, they will be enrolled with Clean Power Alliance, and that is just for the energy usage. The billing will still be from Edison. Any calls for services will still be through Edison. All of that will still be processed through Edison. If a customer does opt out after the initial rollout date of February of 2019 and 60 days thereafter, there will be somewhat of a transitional rate that should be about the same rate that Edison charges currently to its customers. So leading up to this rollout, the city will be providing public information about the program, but the vast amount of information is going to be coming from the Clean Power Alliance. The city, there's 3 options that the city could elect to roll out. One is at a 36% renewable rate, or 36% of the energy supply being from renewables, with a 1 to 2% discount rate from Edison's rates, a 50%, which would be close to what Edison provides now, or 100%, which would be projected to be a 8 to 9% premium.
More than Edison.
More than Edison. So tomorrow, on behalf of Councilmember Fish and I, we will be sending the Clean Power Alliance and based on prior council discussions, that the default rate for Temple City residents will be the 36% renewables with the 1 to 2% discount. We'll come back to you in November with just reaffirming that as well. That's the projected rates now, and then in November, at the November 15th meeting of the Clean Power Alliance, they'll actually be affirming those rates and setting those going forward for the rollout in February. So that's
So the rates are different for each city depending on what they elect, or is it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Depending on.
You can graduate every year. The city can elect to say, okay, we want to offer our customers the 50% or the 100%, but as they've done through their financial projections now, this is the savings they're expecting from Edison, and it's and the renewables, that 36% is more than Edison is mandated to do now. They could graduate up to that amount. In fact, I think the PUC is requiring that by 2040, essentially, more than the majority of their renewables, the majority of the electricity generation has to come from renewables. So this provides an option to residents. So that's an update on the Clean Power Alliance. If there's any other questions, and
any questions for Mr. Cook?
I don't know if I have a question or concern. My concern, first of all, is that once our residents start getting these 3 different notices, First of all, are the notices going to be the same, or are they going to be different, or what are these notices going to entail? And then what, if anything, does the city plan on doing to help educate our residents? Because I've been involved and I've voted for this, and I still don't understand. I can't even imagine once our residents get these things in the mail, they're going to go, what the heck is this? So how are we going to overcome that potential confusion?
Sure. We will do our best through our media outlets and otherwise to kind of simplify what you've seen so far, that it's just essentially you as a customer have a choice. You can go with Clean Power Alliance that provides this portfolio with renewable, with this discounted rate from what Edison is providing now, or you can stay with Edison. It's essentially, so we'll try our best so that when the notices come out, they'll have at least some information about what that is, what the program is, and how it's kind of being implemented.
And I just wanted to add that the Clean Power Alliance did send us some samples of what has been sent out to other cities, and also some answers to like the most common questions, so that we will have that already. The only thing is, I don't know if we are going to actually be getting I don't know if they call, what number is going to be on the notices.
Well, I can
if it's going to
guarantee
be,
you they're going to call City Hall.
well, they're going to call City Hall, right? But they have set up, right? They have sent us
Yeah, they have
all the information,
they'll
so
be-
that we will have the answers if anybody calls.
They'll be in multiple languages. There's a customer service center as well.
It's going to be confusing, and they have said that every time they have a rollout, there's lots of confusion.
Well, and not only that, but
I mean,
maybe I misunderstood this, but this really isn't a cost savings issue. It's more of a, do you want to participate in, I guess, better
Alternative.
quality electricity, or what do they
Have
call
more
it?
control.
It's
Have what?
More control.
Over what?
I think as a group of municipalities that come together, because they vote on whether or not they want changes. Right now, you're stuck with what
Right.
Edison wants to do.
Okay, but then we're going to be kind of stuck with what the Alliance wants to do. It's just going to be a different entity.
Well, I think that's why we have
Correct.
a representative
Correct.
that votes how we want, and hopefully the municipalities, especially just knowing the cities that are participating and the same cities are in the COG, I think we're pretty much all, I don't think there's anybody rogue on there who wants something entirely different for the San Gabriel Valley.
Well, I suppose time will tell, and I keep a good outlook on it, but, 1 to 2% savings, certainly, my electricity bill is about $150 a month, so I'm going to save $1.50. So obviously, I'm not
In
going to.
summer, you'd
I'm
save-
not going
you're
to,
gonna
in the
save
summer,
more
I'll save
this-
$3.
More.
No, the highest bill I have during the summer is $300.
Lucky you.
That's the highest bill I had, so that's a $3 savings. So, this is not, to me, it's not, people aren't going to be interested in doing this because of the cost savings necessarily, but hopefully the environmental issues will take forefront, I suppose, but we'll see what happens.
But we'll be doing some outreach as well.
Yeah, I think that's very important to do, because I can anticipate quite a lot of people that don't follow our meetings as closely to be taken by a big surprise when they get this. I think it's incumbent for us, as a city who voted for it, to educate our own. I mean, I don't really want to rely on the Alliance necessarily to do that for us, because the Alliance is not going to get the angry phone calls. I think we're going to get the angry phone calls.
Brian, do you see that changing every year, where initially it might be 1 to 2% and then increasing down the road?
Well, the PUC ruling that is called the PCIA ruling essentially made sure that Edison was made whole through any lost customers that they have. So the energy market is a very complex. There's a lot of experts that deal with that. At least I say from our perspective, this is probably the better deal we're going to get for right now. If the question will become, will the renewables, if we go to the higher renewable rates, will those stay? Will it be a higher renewable portfolio than Edison, and will it be competitive with Edison's rates? I think there's a lot of experts in that field that analyze that professionally, but I don't think at the lowest level which we're going at, I wouldn't. It doesn't seem like we can anticipate lower rates than that. Just to be quite honest.
And perhaps maybe for one of our future meetings, as we move towards this rollout, maybe you could provide us with a bit more detail about what we can do on our end to better educate our residents.
We're working on that
Something more
now, sir.
specific, because I know this is a recent development, so not all the details have been ironed out yet. So I concur with Councilmember Chavez's concern about the confusion.
Will do, sir.
It's, yeah.
If there's no other questions.
I'm not sure it can be, we can be as prepared as possible, but like I said, everyone has expressed the fact that there has always been a lot of confusion, yeah.
All right.
So,
Bit of good news. SafeWise has been ranking all the cities in California, and once again, the city has been ranked in the top 10 of safest cities in California. That's 482 cities in California, and we're in the top 10 once again. That's for the 5th straight year.
I want to share something to my Sierra Madre competitors who last year made note when I shared it on Facebook that they were about 7 steps ahead of us. I don't see Sierra Madre on the list at all this year.
ooh, wow.
So just want to throw that out there. So congratulations to
Yay.
our city and our sheriffs and our public safety people, everybody who's involved, code enforcement, with help making our city very safe.
Absolutely. And I think it also goes to show that where we stand on that ranking is due to a multitude of efforts on multiple fronts. I mean, leading the way is, of course, our Sheriff's Department team, our dedicated deputies like Mr. Joe Zuniga here tonight, as well as everyone along the command chain, city staff who have played a vital role in rolling out programs like our Neighborhood Watch programs, and last but not least, but the residents, every one of you who lives here and understands sort of the goals that we as a city have been trying to sort of educate everyone in terms of if you see something, say something, know your neighbors, communicate with the sheriff's department, know when to call. Those are all the little steps that we've been taking sort of incrementally over the years, and I like to think that all of that is contributing to this. I think we're on a 5-year streak now with SafeWise, so yeah, great work to everyone, and we know there's still a lot of issues remaining, so we always strive to make that one of our top priorities.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Mr. Cook, for that report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Is there anything else?
No, sir.
All right, next update from our city attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple weeks ago, I said that there was a number of new bills that have been signed by the governor, and we're still looking at most of those, but I wanted to give you an update on a few of them today. Assembly Bill 2544 was adopted. That requires that any city or county that has penalties for parking violations have within their processes a payment plan option and a waiver option for the indigent. That's not something that will necessarily come back to the council, but it is something that staff will have to take care of. In addition, Assembly Bill 2598 increased the statewide violation fees for local ordinance violations to $130, $700, and $1,300, up from $100, $500, and $1,000. I believe the city's numbers are a bit below that, but that would be the cap, and so they moved it up considering CPI adjustments and other adjustments over the years. Let's see. Senate Bill 1416 allows for fines related to nuisance abatement work and for the monies collected to go directly back into code enforcement processes. So that's something we'll be bringing to city staff to see if it should come before the council at the time for your next fees and fines adoption. And then finally, Assembly Bill 2762 allows local jurisdictions to use in limited circumstances preferences in their public contracting, one for disabled veteran businesses and another one for local small businesses. So again, we'll be looking at whether those make sense for the city, and if we think that there's some benefit to the city in adopting those, bringing them to you. It may be that they're only applicable to projects that the city doesn't really undertake, in which case there's no point in doing any major update. But if we think there's a benefit, certainly we'll be bringing it to you in the near future. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Moving on, we have council reports regarding ad hoc or standing committee meetings. Are there any reports tonight? All right, seeing none. Moving on to items separate from the regular agenda, starting with Councilmember Sternquist.
Just a reminder, after the rainy day that we had, to be sure to empty any standing water from any little pots or planter holders that you might have. In the next week and a half, and I'll send that to Brian, to Mr. Cook to put onto the city website, the mosquito abatement is going to concentrate on green pools and pools that are non-functioning, especially after the rain. There will be a lot of standing water in those pools that are not operative, and they will be doing flyovers in all the cities that are part of the membership to look for spas and inoperable pools.
Is that legal?
It is legal.
Isn't that a kind of search and seizure kind of without cause?
Make sure your pool is blue.
Mine actually clear.
Okay. I have that number for you.
Okay.
So that's all, just a reminder about the mosquitoes.
Thank you. Councilmember Chavez?
I don't really have anything tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Fish?
You know, I have just a couple things. You know, with the recent storm, I didn't have power for a few hours. Neither did my entire block. And I was wondering if we had a lot of reports of no power on, I think it was Friday?
Not a significant amount that lasted more than 3 to 4 hours at a time.
Okay. Okay. All right. I was just wondering, because I lost power for about 4
Yeah.
hours.
We had I get an email from Edison, so
Right.
does Michael, Mr. Forbes and others, and I saw maybe 3 or 4 that came by that was affected maybe 100, 200 customers, but restored really quickly.
I think their website helps a lot.
Their
because
website
it
is
does
actually
go
excellent.
in.
It's
It
as
helps.
timely as the one I get as well.
Yes.
It helps a lot. Okay, I was just wondering.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can go and see and track. So.
Right. And then
Is
just,
that a link on our website?
I think we have the Edison link. I'll check if we have the power outage link.
then I just wanted to remind everybody, this Saturday is the Fall Festival here at Temple City Park, except I don't remember what time it starts.
11 o'clock. 11.
11 o'clock with a car show. So please come down. And then because this is the last meeting in October,
The car show thing that says.
I wanted to remind everybody for our Relay for Life, which is October 27th, again, here at Temple City Park. Opening ceremonies are at 9:30. It is a 12-hour event this year instead of a 24-hour event. We are expecting a lot of people. It is open to the public. It is free. So please come on down. You can donate online. All you have to do is go to templecityrelayforlife.com. And if you'd like, you can donate to my team, which is the Real Housewives of Temple City, but you can donate to any team. So, thank you.
Can we just donate to the
Yes, you can.
Cancer Society?
Yeah, but donate to me if you're going to donate.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm just saying.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it. No, I'm done.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
All right, well, I have nothing to share besides wishing everyone to... Oh, we do have a Halloween carnival,
Oh, we do have a Halloween
which is
car.
up... Well, it's on Halloween, and it's at Live Oak Park, right?
Yes.
And that's on Wednesday. evening.
31st.
31st,
Yeah.
okay. So please, please...
No, that's
this...
Wednesday.
Yeah, this is the last meeting.
Jeez.
Oh, cool. Anyway, hope everyone comes out to that event. It's always a great attendance yearly.
Always.
All right, moving on to, we have no reimbursements, additional public comments on items. Anyone like to address Mr. Jerry Jambazian?
Pretty sure.
No, it's not Lucy Liu. Neighborhood Watch this Thursday.
Oh, Neighborhood
Last
Watch.
one for the year.
Can't remember everything.
Clemenson School on 5200 block of Daleview, I think. It's on the corner of Daleview and Freer. So come on out. It's the last one, 5:30. Tacos provided by the city. So
Tacos
it's
are
always
awesome.
an informative event. And it kind of ties in with us being a safe city. And come on out and see how it is safe. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Did they ever give you a Neighborhood Watch shirt, Jerry?
Here it is, Brian.
All right. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the city council? All right. Seeing none, we are adjourned.